Welcome to another episode of Open Up with Sarah. So today is going to be so interesting because first off, these two have been acting like Tom and Jerry even before the show started. Mr. Edward here, we've been pursuing him from the first episode of this new season of Open Up, and today he finally decided to grace us with his presence. And then we also have one of our newest interns, very beautiful girl, and she's here. What's your name? I don't even know.
Gold.
Imagine. Gold. They call me Gold Sister right here. All right, let's get serious. So you introduce yourselves right now, and then I'll introduce the topic and the show starts. Cool? All right, so we're going to be starting with her, Mama Ibeji.
Yay, my Jima. My name is IBK, producer. Do I have to say all that?
Yes, you do.
Right, producer E-Splash on TVC. E-Splash on TVC! Yay! I'm just here to shoot it because I'm pregnant.
Clearly.
Yeah, my name is Edward. I work with the public relations department. I do brands and creative activities. That is fine.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Gold and I'm an intern here working with PR department.
Yay.
Me, Akil is my name, and I'm on the sports desk of TVC Communications, and it's nice to be here. Also good to be at church with the pregnant.
I had to come in your introduction. Me and my goodness.
Wow. We're about to tear shirts here today. Okay, so let's get straight to the conversation of the day. So somehow a conversation sprung up online about a man who bought his mom a car and his wife actually divorced him. His pregnant wife actually divorced him. So the gist is he didn't buy his wife a car, a wife who is currently pregnant for him, who clearly needs one because it's not even luxury at that point anymore. And then he decides to buy his mom a car. Do you think there is anything wrong with that statement? And I'll be starting with IBK, the pregnant woman. Put yourself in that woman's shoes. Put yourself in that woman's shoes right now. Do you think that you're going to go as far as divorcing your husband or even feeling any kind of way when if something like that happens in your home?
Sarah, divorce is a bit too extreme because firstly, I'm a Christian. It's going to take me more than buying your mother a car for me to divorce you. But guess what? Divorce actually comes from petty things.
Yeah.
And actually, divorce is caused by petty things. So yes, buying your mother a car when you're pregnant can also be that. But I wouldn't divorce him. I'll just take a breather. What I mean by take a breather is just drop this for a minute on the TV console. Pack up a couple of things.
Why the TV console?
Nah, because it goes here for there. So I'll just drop that for a minute because I feel that somebody said something when we were discussing this thing earlier. Somebody said it didn't stem from that car. So things might have been coming up before he decided to do that and get his mom a car. While you, who's pregnant, this whole pregnant thing, men don't sometimes understand. They think it's just a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park. And so if I'm going through a lot of pain, I'm going through a lot of stress, and I have a kid, and there's the kid involved, and you don't see the need to get me a car and then get me a driver, but then you're like, oh, your mom who's in the village needs a car.
She doesn't have to be in the village, though.
But that's just an aside. I'm just joking. I mean, I love your mom. I hope people don't interpret that, oh, I'm talking to my husband, because I really love my husband's mother. If he wants to get her whatever, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm just saying at that point in time, I should be a priority.
Yeah.
I feel, I'm open to my feelings. So some people out there might judge me and say, what does she mean by that? Your mother is skinny and all that. I love my husband's mother, but this is my feelings, and these are my feelings. They might sound immature to you, but I feel I deserve, or I should get the car at that point in time to help me do other things. Because let's take an example of my husband who's not usually at home because he has to work, and I have to do other things in the house. Now, if you just leave me there and say, oh, you sort out yourself while you're getting your mom a car, I can't, there's no rationale for it at that point.
It comes from a place of him not caring about you.
At that point in time, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So, Mr. Edward, you've been concurring. Do you agree with her?
Yeah, to a very large extent. Before she started talking, I was thinking the divorce was too much a conclusion, too much of a consequence for his action. But eventually, I realized that if you are not showing that you care for your wife, especially when she's pregnant, it's the response you are going to get from her. Because women, apart from the fact that women can be women, when they are pregnant, they are
More women.
more women.
What does that even mean? What do you mean by women and more
Makes you a
women?
complete woman.
So it's I think the man wasn't thinking right when he took that decision. You should put your wife's situation first of all as an important thing to you.
Okay, so a lot of men were arguing for that man, saying that what if he has his own car? If the husband has his car, then to them, automatically, the wife has a car too. Do you agree with that?
That's not true. Let me start on your question. If the man has a car, then that means the wife has a car too.
Yeah.
Automatically. That is not true. We know the way it works. How comfortable, how convenient that would be when the man has to do his business and then the wife will also have to do other things. So I don't think there is a place in you and I, but both of them have to share a car because the husband has a car. It automatically means then the two of them.
Can you be more audible?
But the two of them own that car automatically. I don't think that is how it works. Now, to make myself clearer, the question at the first stage was, will I buy my wife
a car? If your mother a car while your pregnant wife doesn't have one?
I think it's a question of affordability. If I can afford a car for both of them, I will do.
But a situation where you can't.
When I can't, I also want to believe that when a man and a woman, are agree to come together, they become one. And I don't think I have a mother who would be a bit insensitive, to derive joy when her son and the wife, are going through issues like this, and you feel it is in your place, to own a car. Even if I'm not doing it the right way, I expect my mom to call me and say, hey, this is how your wife would feel. I've been there before. I know what it takes. I know what I've gone through, with extended families when I was in our shoes, especially at a very early stage like this. There are certain things your mom should tell you.
Yeah.
If you're not thinking right, she should be able to guide you.
But then some mothers get very emotional at some points. You must have seen situations like that where a man who, for example, would discuss with his wife that, okay, I want to buy a car for my mom. Let's say she's not pregnant for a minute. And then she discusses with the wife. Then most times you see mothers of these husbands come out to say, must you tell your wife everything? Then situations where if a man wants to ever consider putting his wife before his mother or before his family, which is his first family, of course, which is his mother, father, siblings, it's a case of the woman has cooked vegetable for him. She has held him tight. And most times we know that people who plant these kind of seeds in the heads of fathers or in the heads of husbands are their mothers. So do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. In that instance, I think the mom is actually leading the son, in the wrong direction. When your son is married, yes, I know how difficult it could be for parents, especially when their daughters or their sons are getting married. There's this emotional disconnect they start feeling at that stage. But you need to step out of it. It is their life at that stage. They need to grow as well. You don't come in at every little thing. No, you don't do that. So, just like IDK said, I want to agree that for a woman to say, I have had enough, the mother hasn't done the right thing with the son. You've led the son in the wrong direction. If your son is taking the wrong step, it is up to you as a mother to correct him. When the wife is pregnant and you want in a car, that situation does not have one. I don't think it makes sense for a good mother.
So for you now, putting yourself in the shoes, you're clearly not married. Yeah. You now putting yourself in the shoes of a mother. Would you feel okay? Would you feel all right if your son, who you carried, who you suffered for, who you took care of and everything, finally he's now a grown man with millions in his account, time to get someone a car, knowing that you've probably been asking for a car from him for like, what, a year? or two, and then he buys a car for his wife first. How would that situation play out in your head, honestly?
Okay, here's the thing. There's so many times where sometimes you people who are married,
Yeah.
they tend to like, sometimes they give all the attention to their wife
Yeah.
and they forget their mother.
Sometimes. Do you think there's anything wrong with that, honestly?
In a way, it is.
How?
Because I mean, your mom is she gave birth to you. She has been there for you. She took care of
That's
you.
a no.
Yeah, but at a point you're supposed to at least be there for your mom too. But some other times, some people, they just, when they're married, just give all the attention to their wife. They don't even care. Sometimes the wives some of the wives are even okay with it. They don't even complain. Maybe just once in a while, they just try to like, okay, I just remember my mom.
Why are we
and
going to
all that.
complain? We like the love and attention.
Yeah.
Energy.
Well, at least you're supposed to. I feel like as the wife, you're supposed to. At least, okay, have you talked to your mom?
But he's clearly speaking to his mom because he's giving her attention.
Can I say something? Okay, so my elder brother is married, and I can remember very well that on 2 occasions my mom has had issues with the wife, my brother's wife, because she doesn't. I don't know if she does it on purpose or okay, she goes to work every day. Yeah. Now my mom and my dad, so they stay almost the same place, but they're not together. Now they would leave here and come all the way to where my parents stay. They would leave and they would pass and see my dad.
But they won't see
This is my mom. They've done it on 2 occasions. Now my mom is like, why are you doing that? My brother, okay, even if my brother tells you, okay, I don't want to see my mom because you're having issues, how about you telling her, telling your husband, okay, let me just go and see my mother-in-law.
Okay. Is it, as a married woman, do you think, sorry to cut you, but as a married woman, do you think it's in the place of the wife to try and savour any relationship between your husband
they
and...
always, at the end of the day, society always puts it on the
But why?
Exactly.
Because you see your mother now.
No, African mentality.
See your mother. What's it concern me?
No,
Why?
as much as that holds true, that it's between you and your mom, sometimes because you are part of him, so at a point where you feel he's not acting right towards your mom, I mean his mom, it's okay to...
So what if your husband has coconut head? Like, what do you now do?
Tell us.
You definitely have to, because before you marry him, you also need to, have the consent of his mom, of his parents, whichever one. So I do not think you should block them off completely because the son is blocking them off. You are meant to, the family will be kept together.
Even if she doesn't, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
even
no
if she
problem.
doesn't do all, but she should be able to
Try.
Like
So
in
why-
your case that you gave now, I think what the woman can do, just so that we're, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I have different feelings about different things. So I feel like in that case, with your brother and his wife, I think what the woman can do is if your brother is not willing to go see your
She
mom,
goes.
she just goes to his
Oh,
mom.
and she doesn't want to go.
Ah,
That's the
So
thing.
then
She
you
doesn't
know where the
even
problem
want
is coming
to.
from.
And my brother is not
That's
going.
the
So I'm trying to understand why is it like that?
Then there's something wrong.
There's something.
There's something.
Your
There's
boss will say
dishonest,
something about
you know,
Coco.
Yeah, that's it. Most of the time,
So that's the part where you say she has cooked effort for him. Is that what
No, like there's something.
That whatever that is happening is
There's
actually
more to
there.
it.
There's more to
So
it.
where did the effort come from?
I have no idea. You said I left that Coco and all that. I have no idea.
Okay,
most of
so
the
you're
time
about to
it's
say
all
something.
about creating boundaries. The mom should understand the boundary. The families, that's the younger couple, should understand the boundary. And most of the time, you shouldn't try to cross the boundary, because once you do that, you get reaction.
But why does this thing always happen with the husband? You will hardly see situations of a man complaining about his wife's mother not knowing her boundaries. Why is it always the mother of
So
the
this
sons
is the
who
thing.
have decided to become headaches?
Let me bust your brain.
Women,
Let me bust your brain.
But it's the girl's mother, not a woman.
Exactly.
So
Let me
that's
bust your
it.
brain. My mother-in-law said something to me, and I would remind everybody because social media has a way of twisting the words. I'll say something to you, and I'll remind everybody that I love my mother-in-law because when nobody's there, she's there for me.
Aww.
I love her so much. So I can't
that
even.
lucky.
Yeah, I was not part of people that prayed like mother-in-law should die and all that. Nah, I got the right one. You don't understand. So with that, she said something to me one time when she was at my place. She said, "The son is her house. Like
Her son
her
is her
son's
house. Her son's house is her house.
So for the women, it's not the same. So
How?
I don't know why.
Because
I
the
don't-
man and the woman
I don't understand.
own the house.
Yeah, but it's saying our son's house. So if anything was to happen, like now, our husband's mother was with her throughout until she died. Exactly that kind of thing. So her son's house is her house. So anywhere she can go visiting, it will be her son's house. She can't really go visiting her daughter's house. It will be the mother of the husband of her daughter that will be going there. I hope I'm not getting everybody confused. But yeah, so in Yoruba land,
Okay.
she says the son's house.
It
is her
also
house.
happens with Igbo people because
Yeah.
every time that a particular spouse is going to have issues with any parent, it's always the man's wife having issues with the man's mother.
I feel this is the way it works. In the African palace, so to say.
Palace?
Yes.
But all of us are not kings and queens.
No,
I'm a queen, oh, please.
Queen of where? Queen of Trinity.
we are all
Regularly.
queens.
Don't mind me.
Oh,
Because
queen
the
of
man-
radio that's not producing for TV.
The
Yeah,
man is the head of the house.
Yeah.
And there is a lot, spiritually and physically, there's a lot attached, to the man being the head.
Okay.
The Bible says he will find a wife.
Hallelujah, man. Glory.
Now, which means without the woman,
Rabosh.
a man cannot function the right way.
Uh-huh.
Even if he's to function, he may not achieve his goals in life.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like without a woman, a man
Yeah.
might not achieve his goals.
Yeah.
I've achieved my own goals,
Why
not
do
a man.
you think, why do you
Sorry.
think some positions would not be given to you when you're seeking some
Yeah.
jobs when you're not married?
Very sure of that.
Because you're not married, you don't get that job.
But why?
That is the way it is. Now, to cut the long story short, there is this so much attachment to the man because the man is supposed to make a decision or to make decisions in the house. And when he's surrounded by, when he has the influence or the backing of his mother one way or the other, she finds access, in and out of every decision is to take. And that's why in most cases, there is this challenge with men and their mothers.
So I heard another story. A man married, of course, with kids. His wife kind of like just gave birth. His first child is not up to 1, I think. Yeah, his first child is not, his second child rather is not up to 1. His dad, he just lost his dad, unfortunately. And before he could invite his mom over, well, not invite her over, because basically his mom's husband has passed away and she has no one to stay with. So he wants his mom to start living with them.
Is it the other child?
Is he the only child? He's not the only child. But first off, he has to ask for permission from his wife, who is yet to give her response. So in a situation like this now, would you, for the men, would you have to ask your wife for permission first before bringing your mom over? And for the women, would you accept your husband's mom living with you until she dies? Because basically forever. Who are we starting with? The men.
Well,
The women.
It's, first of all, a family. I mean, from the
BK,
first
wait
question
till now.
you mentioned earlier, a family is made up of the extended and the nuclear family.
So who is the extended? Let's clarify here.
And in
Let's
social
clarify on the
studies,
show.
I believe we learned that the nuclear family is made up of the father, the mother, and the children. There was no place where you mentioned mother and the father's father and all those.
Oh, I just
That's
thought
the
of
extended
something
family.
now. So wait, sorry to cut you. So for men who still believe that their mothers and their siblings and their father is their nuclear family, that means they don't see themselves as husbands and fathers yet. They still see themselves as sons.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's just.
That's it. They see themselves as sons. Right? That's it.
Absolutely. So to the story you just mentioned, it's a very big decision for the wife. I mean,
For the man.
For the man. No, for the wife, because you are putting her on the spot that the wife, the mother.
There is nothing like
going to
That's
command.
what I said. Like, why would that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, why would you put your wife in that position to say
Position to make
yes
that-
or
There
no?
is nothing like
Why?
sport. The man
Why?
should make a decision.
Why would he make a decision? What if it's not favorable to his wife?
No, see, it is absolutely no.
Is who?
Absolutely.
The man should say no.
Yes.
You don't have to put it to the wife.
I think
You don't have to
a short
see.
time.
Now
I
you're
think-
making the wife look like the devil in this context. Why should you push it? No.
I
Why
think
should a man?
It's a big mistake for
It's-
you to put your wife in
in
that
that
position. Now, as you have asked this question, please go back and have a rethink.
Okay.
And then tell your wife, you know what, that answer. I will just see if mommy can go and stay somewhere else.
But then.
Cuts you short and says, no, let her come. Then you have not put her in any position.
But then, IBK, whichever sibling or whichever person she's going to stay with is also married. I'm trying to think of it now, honestly. I'm trying to think of it now that in the future, something happens and my mom is alone. I think I'll be very mad if my husband doesn't want her to come because it's my responsibility to take care of her. I think Omodi has been itching backstage. Come in, since you're a married man, come in. Do you understand what I'm saying, IBK? Think about it this way. Like, for the first time, I'm picturing it in the place of the man with this situation.
No,
I will be so mad if my husband says no.
Think about the mother. I get what you mean. Do you understand? Omodi, I know you're itching to have a conversation. I get what you mean.
Said, he should go back to the wife. No. Repeat it.
No, what I said was, so he had asked his wife that, I want to bring mommy over.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Waiting for a decision, making the wife look like
They put her on the spot.
No. Can you not say that, please?
No, but that's what it is.
In a family, anything like this, you have to consult with your wife.
Yes.
That's the first
So
thing.
now-
No, but it's a
Telling
situation
her-
this dicey.
Telling her
If your
it's
wife-
not making her the
So
devil.
if
I
your
don't
wife-
like that. Making her the devil.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my mommy to the house.
Yeah,
No.
it's a dicey situation
It's a
because she
real
might say no.
What would you
So
do?
She might say no.
If your husband now decides to bring, he doesn't ask you, and he decides to just bring her.
That's a
Without
big
telling
thing
you.
now. Yes.
Now, what would you do?
What would you
It's a
do?
big issue, but now if she says no, that's also an issue. So how?
Why would
So
she
the
say
best
no?
way is to discuss it with
Because
her.
she's going to have a mother, your mother, living with her for the rest of her life.
Because the
That's the
situation,
meaning of
because
that.
it's a dicey situation.
Can't you live elsewhere?
That means you know that
Elsewhere where?
Now you can get a place for her and also have someone who will give her everything she needs.
So what
Or
you're
a house
saying is that you want her to
who will
say
be with
yes.
her.
No, share your thoughts.
Wow.
See.
Share your
You
thoughts.
want her to say yes.
That's what it means. That's what you're
If
saying.
it were her mother,
So,
what would she do?
Omodia,
Did you hear what Sarah said?
If it was my mom, I would be so
See,
livid.
this is family.
This is family. What about if the wife's mother dies? If the wife's father dies, and your mother is already staying with you, the husband is already staying, will the wife will not ask the husband, I want
If they have a big house,
if they have a big house, no,
They have a big house, they
is.
come and say,
No matter how small the house is, it is family. All of us must stay here. Na family.
I know they
Family.
Sarah.
You see how sentimental you are? It is a family. All of us must stay here.
please don't say,
The
don't say.
sensitivity of the issue is why it is the wrong in the first place to put your wife in,
in
the
that
position
position
to say no.
decide.
But then if you make a decision without her, it's painful.
My
She says
auntie,
no.
my auntie was
But
in
this
this
can create
my auntie
more
was in this
enmity
position.
between the
My auntie was
mom
in this position.
and the
Okay,
wife.
she should. the
Wait.
man should-
She's trying to say
No.
something.
My
Wait.
auntie was in this position 2 years ago, and what did she do? She got the husband's mother a place very close to her,
So they
and
have-
put a
nanny.
else,
Oh, a maid.
a maid with her, and then she was going to check on her once.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, you would end up bringing people into the house because somebody is going to die. So if it's the mother's mother or something, so but don't put your wife in that position where she
No, but that's where I have a problem. Don't see, you're not putting her in any position.
It's a
Let her say
position.
the yes or
Omodia,
say the
if you
no.
don't face it today,
I
you
will
face it
tell
tomorrow.
her, Sarah.
Hey.
I'm going to tell her.
Let him say something.
I think she should create an option rather than putting
A yes
just
or no.
exactly
A yes
just
or no.
one option
You don't
where she
feel-
has to say
you're
yes
right,
or
okay,
no.
what do you feel?
You
Okay.
are, as a man,
Sarah.
as a decision
Maker.
The head of the house.
yeah,
Okay.
you should not go to your wife as if there is no other option. This is either this option.
But guys,
I'm sorry.
I'm
Sarah,
thinking
I have
about
a question for Omodia.
Won't you tell your husband?
I will
No, I have
tell
a
him.
coming to
I'm
stay.
sorry.
But the honest truth is,
Omodia.
wait, before you ask your question, I'm thinking about it like myself. A situation like this with my own mother, I don't know how it might sound to you people, but I'm not even going to be asking for permission. I'm telling you that, look, mister, my mommy is coming here in 2 days. And I swear that's what it's going to be. I swear that is what it's going to be.
Now what's the cost for
That's what it's going to be.
Calm down. Calm down.
I don't want to get married! I don't want to get married!
Big fire. Wrong.
Let me tell you something. As a woman, you have to think ahead. Because, okay, at that point in time, your husband is asking. The next time, it might be you asking. So how do you do things in such a way that, you know what, nobody is getting into trouble? How
I
do you
think
do
ask Omodia directly.
Let her
If his wife to tell him, Okay, now I am bringing my mom.
Yeah, there's no biggie. There's no biggie.
There's
no biggie. For you. Let her come in first.
Baby, don't now. I'm using my answer.
Let her come in.
I need to hear this here.
Mia, calm down. Let her come in first.
Yeah.
Then if she's not causing some other things,
No.
let her come in first.
This show is not going to end. Let's wrap up, guys.
Say yes.
Please.
You are not putting her in any.
I agree with IBK.
She should say
Whichever way you're looking at the phone, the bed is a place to sleep. Leave the bed. Like she said, if they want to, you can knock anywhere.
But then if mommy and daddy in the house, you know,
And then leave the house. Anywhere.
As my other dog, you can knock anywhere. She's my other dog.
then it's your marital home. You're supposed to have there.
It just sucks up.
Let's wrap up the show.
See, you are meant to talk.
Let's go to the room.
All the one you do in Lupa.
You know the one you do.
All the one you do in Lupa. Who is that pastor? Give me that pastor's name. I'm not pastor.
You don't forget it.
Not everywhere. Roof.
Oh my God, we need to wrap up this show now. It's so unfortunate that from what they've said about the knocking everywhere, I cannot be keeping myself like this when I now marry. I'll not be hiding in the room. So maybe for that reason, mommy and daddy might not just come. Don't shout. Oh my God, see you guys on the next episode of Open Up with Sarah. Bye.